Hello everyone and welcome to race number 15 of 16 here in the Crown Royal Truck Series at the Phoenix International Raceway, Phoenix, Arizona. Justin Knight in his second to last start alongside another driver retiring at the end of the season, Patrick Smith, lead us down in the front row. Peter Onjak, who after last week was officially eliminated from championship hunt, he starts in third position. Brady Burkhart in fourth. In fifth is the driver 13 points behind Maurice, behind Diego Yepez, Maurice in fifth, with the 77 in sixth. In seventh, Sebastian Kukalon. Eighth, Aiden Burkhart. Ninth, your points leader, Diego Yepez. And 10th, Johnny Zod, who Zod is trying to get enough points today to keep him in the hunt heading into Kansas. Nosler and Friesen start behind that, and the rest of the field with Edson starting 15th, and the rest of the championship contenders, including Zachary, DiLello, starting back there in 19th and on back. It's going to be an interesting day today here in Phoenix. The first time the trucks have ever come here. First time the NSDCA has ever come here. So it's sure to be a blast. Diego Yepez leads the points by 13 over Maurice. You see Blake starts a bit ahead of him, but they both start on the inside. Diego Yepez, a very fast driver no matter where he is. The fan favorite right now for the championship, though he might not be the favorite in fans' eyes. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines with only 2 races to go before the championship.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines of 25 trucks roar to life with Justin Knight in that DuPont number 24, and alongside him Patrick Smith in the 75. Their first front row starts all season long, and all 25 trucks are now going to take their one pace lap around here before we go green for 47 laps here at Phoenix. Justin Knight, the road course ace. He's never won on an oval. Can he do it today? 2 races left in his full-time career. Next season, he will be back with Sauber Racing Team at Watkins Glen. Patrick Smith also in that 75 truck. He will be starting on the outside in that Venom Energy number 75. Looking to take home his first career win, one of his final starts of his career. And don't forget Peter Onjak getting his first top 5 in over 2 seasons last week in Iowa. Can he string another one up here? But Maurice, Jacob Edson, Diego Yepez is the real battle. Those 3 separated by 15 points. It's a 33-point gap to Johnny Zod, 34 back to DiLello, and 39 back to Aiden Burkhart, with everyone else having to race their way in for a championship. Coming down the front straightaway, Knight's going to lead us down 47 laps. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Phoenix. Justin Knight's going to head down into turn 1. He's going to be the driver taken out to that early lead. But Maurice, you already see, he is pushing Peter Onjak through that corner. And off of the corner, Onjak kind of slowing him down. Patrick Smith clears into second. So 2 underdogs, 1-2 here with Brady Burkhart now sliding that Mountain Dew Baja Blast number 99 up into that 3rd position. The 77 is driven by DJ Curtis this weekend. He will be driving the 77 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series next season. For Monster Motorsports is now Patrick Smith for the SSC Automotive team. 2 more starts with this team, and the team is shutting down, selling off all their equipment. Now Patrick Smith side by side with Justin Knight for that race lead. Brady Burkhart trying to make a move behind him. Brady could stuff it in 3 wide, but they go now. Patrick Smith going for the race lead on Knight. It's going to be side by side through the corner. All 25 trucks roaring around the Phoenix International Raceway. Diego Yepez starting to fall back. Now Patrick Smith takes the race lead. He pulls away right into that lead. Great move by him. Now Brady Burkhart making the move. There is Maurice right now fighting for that 5th position with Peter Onjak. Diego Yepez now getting shuffled to that outside line, all the way back to that 9th position. So Blake needs to gain 13 spots on Diego, so this has to be a horrible day for Diego Yepez. Something we haven't seen since the early season. If Blake and Jacob Edson, Zachary, DiLello won't even have a chance at this championship. Maurice, the one true driver that could stop Diego Yepez. He won Texas World after Yepez had problems late in the race on pit stops. This race, 25 laps is their fuel window, which takes them just over halfway. So short pitting could take you out of the race, and pitting strong could keep you in. Now, Patrick Smith pulling away into the race lead. Brady Burkhart now into 2nd. Justin Knight 3rd. DJ Curtis 4th. Maurice 5th. Then you got Nosler in 6th. Onjak 7th. Friesen up to 8th. Kukalon 9th. Diego Yepez fighting Carson Bowers for 10th. Bowers, 58 points back. He needs to pretty much win this race, and all 5 of the drivers, or all of the drivers basically in front of him, have to have a bad day. He's 58 points back. Johnny Zod also there. Him and Aiden Burkhart. And Zachary DiLello are 30-plus points back. They right now have to fight hard to get around Yepez. But right now, next week, as the entry lists look pretty slim for Kansas, it's going to be a long shot. If these guys can get up there, Carter freezes around Peter Onjax with them. And now Diego Yepez gets taken out in it. Zachary DiLello might have as well. Big hit for Yepez. And that could be championship implications right there and what everyone wanted to see. Peter Onjax damage. Sam Picard, who won last week in Iowa, he has damage. But Diego Yepez has damage. That could be big for this man right here, Blake Maurice, who will be 5th. But Patrick Smith is the Canadian, putting some strong efforts out. And coming down the front straightaway, Patrick Smith leads us back to the caution. So big implications there for Diego Yepez. This could change the entire championship outlook. Peter Onjax, it looks like his end of the season not going to be too good. But as he was eliminated from points contention last week, it's not very big. Brandon Maurice as well with damage. You also see Alex Kraft, who announced he is retiring at season end as well. Carter Friesen got a piece of it. Jay Jefferson, DiLello, and Edson might have as well. But we'll go ahead and see if we get any pit stops here. What a crash. Onjax and Zod, it looks like, might have gotten together. But Diego Yepez, the championship favorite, getting taken out. And that could be big for the championship, especially if Blake Maurice can hang on inside this top 5. Even if he could win this race, it depends on if Yepez will retire from this race. They're going to try to repair that truck. The championship crew right there is going to work on it. Peter Onjax's team also working on his. Alex Kraft, Brandon Maurice as well. And we have one taker down pit road. Aiden Burkhart, he has to pretty much play some strategy. He has to make something happen this race to stay in the championship hunt. And I think this short pitting is going to be his strategy for success here. There you see Yepez still on pit road. Aiden's going to pull right up in front of Diego. There, so Aiden goes on pit road. They're going to take some tires there on that car. Peter Onjax still working. Diego Yepez, they tear the hood off of the thing. He might have ran into the back of Aiden Burkhart there. Alex Kraft is back out, but now Yepez with some heavy damage to the front of that car. Let's hope that his championship, that these points will be shaken up after this. Let's go ahead and get a quick replay of what happened here to Yepez, Onjax, Zod, and the rest. Get you guys back to this green flag here at Phoenix. So Onjax right here behind Kukulon and Friesen. Friesen goes up the track. Onjax trying to hammer the throttle down, and he's going to get right up into Friesen. They slide. He hits Carson Bowers. Aiden Burkhart actually gets a piece of it, and they go spinning. But there you see Yepez getting turned. Right there, poor camera angle work by us, but Cody Smart and Alex Kraft both run into the side of him. So big damage to that 8 truck could cost him this race. We'll go ahead and get an onboard now with a few drivers here in this crash. And we have the visor cam this week on board your championship points leader, Diego Yepez, as he is right behind this incident. He tried his best to stay out of it. See, they just go around. He slows up behind Carter Friesen. He just gets turned by Onjax. Heavy damage there. Edson runs into him, and Kraft as well. So this could really screw up that 8 truck. And now I think everyone's hoping for no more cautions. Keep all these trucks out there. Make sure Yepez is a slow one. Make him lose that points championship. We'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break here. Bring you guys back to the action here at Phoenix.
My idea of a symphony? 8 pistons playing the tune my right foot tells them to. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood.
Coming back around, of course, the inaccurate rules of the NSDCA. Sometimes they line up on the inside, sometimes they don't. But Patrick Smith will be leading this race. Diego Yepez will be a lap truck with Peter Onjax. Brady Burkhart in second, Justin Knight third. In fourth is that 77 of DJ Curtis, and fifth, Blake Maurice. 6th, Kalen Nosler. 7th, Sebastian Kukulon. 8th, Carson Bowers. 9th, Larry Hagan. And 10th, Johnny Zod. Yepez lines up in this race 22nd. Right now, if he's behind that 5th position, that's about 17 points he's losing to Blake Maurice. If Yepez remains in that 22nd position and Yepez and Maurice wins this race, it could be a 28-ish point gap, which could be big for them. Coming down into the stone, we are back racing. Green flag is back in the air here at Phoenix. Patrick Smith leads them down. And Blake dives to the inside. Patrick Smith carrying around. Diego Yepez trying to get that lap back. Peter Onjak is going to shuffle his way through that pack. Now Yepez, you see no straightaway speed for that 8 truck. And now Smith and Brady Burkhart pull out away. Here comes Blake Maurice pushing Justin Knight around this track with Kalen Nosler, Sebastian Kukulon all over the back of him. A big stack up of trucks as the lap cars are trying to get shuffled through, which could cause some incidents here as we go on. Now Sebastian Kukulon making a move down to the inside of Kalen Nosler, and Blake Maurice making a move for third. That is not what Yepez wants to see, but the crowd is loving it with that 11 truck going for a championship here at Phoenix. Smith and Brady Burkhart now nose the tail down into turn number 3. There you see the Red Bull Motorsports guys right there. Johnny Zod on that outside. Diego Yepez holding up DJ Curtis. Now 3 wide as they go. Zachary, DiLello, Jacob Edson. Those 2 are still in the hunt for a championship as well. There they go. Right past Yepez. Hagen now being held up by them. The NSDCA has said that a few races this season will start with cars on the inside. A few will start with them on the outside. But next season they are going to take it so the lap cars do not, or they'll make it so they do not have the lap cars lining up on that inside line. But for the short tracks, I guess they do. That is just a mistake on their part, and the fans, of course, a bit outraged by that. But the race does go on. Matty Porta now into this top 10 in that 10 truck. He's looking for a move around Ryan Butcher. That could be for that 9th position. DJ Curtis back there as well. But Jacob Edson in 11th. He's going to have to do a lot more. He is 15 points behind Yepez, but still a top 10 run could really throw him back into that championship hunt. He was 2 points behind Maurice coming into this race, but with Blake so far up, that could be costly for Jacob Edson and his championship hopes. There further back, Austin Murray making his Truck Series debut after Anj Auto forgot to put him in a car for 2 races. This is his makeup for that, and right now he's running top 15. A great run right now for this 59 truck. Of course, he's beating out that 9 of Alex Benyako in that position, so a good battle there. Now you see Cody Smart making a move under Larry Hagen. There's Yepez now dropped to the back. Alex Kraft, Peter Onjak back there as well. Brady and Knight getting together, but now Blake Maurice, he wants to get up here and lead some laps. He knows what he has to do to try to win a championship, and if he could go into Kansas with the points lead, with a big points lead, that could be big because him and Yepez both very good on the 1.5 miles. But let's just talk about Patrick Smith in that Venom Energy number 75. His first laps led this season in this truck, and with only 2 races left on his career, he's trying to end it on a high note, but he does have Blake Maurice, an all-powerful powerhouse on his own this season, and a championship contender. Right into the back of Patrick Smith he goes. He gives him a bump. But now Blake is going to get right back up. Justin Knight trying to catch him. But remember, this is how the season has looked. 10 races out of the 14 we've done so far. Burkhart, Maurice, and Monster Motorsports have won. Blake Maurice has 2 of those wins. Diego Yepez has 2 of those wins. Jacob Edson has 2 of those wins. Aiden Burkhart has 1. Sam Picard has 1. So a lot of drivers here are looking to just dethrone the Burkhart, Maurice, and Monster Motorsports dominance this season. But as you can tell, it is very hard to do so as Blake Maurice now takes the race lead. Look at Sebastian Kukulon in that 12 truck. Red Bull Motorsports has stepped up as of late. Kalen Nosler up into the top 10. He's right now 6th after multiple strong finishes. And Kalen also, he won that All-Star race against the best Diego Yepez. He has went toe-to-toe with Yepez twice this season. Once he's won, once he's lost with this 17 truck. Do not count him out. Unknown where he will go next season. Anj Auto trying to pick him up, but Kalen Nosler looking like he could be a very strong contender for a championship in the next coming years. But Blake Maurice now out in front. This is not what Diego Yepez wanted to see at all, and right now Blake is putting on a show. Laps led, that is bonus points. If he can lead the most laps, more bonus points. They're coming up. These guys have about 6 or 7 laps till their fuel window opens, but don't forget Aiden Burkhart is on a different strategy right now. Kraft and Yepez battling further back. There is Aiden. He is in that 19th position, 18th position now, and he has that different strategy after he went down to repair some damage. And there's Johnny Zodzek and Jacob Edson, both of those guys trying to fight and stay in the championship hunt. Jacob Edson, as we said, he right now is in that 8th position, battling Johnny Zod for the 7th position. and Jacob Edson with STP coming on next week for that final ride. You see on the quarter panel, he's thanking STP for 3 seasons of sponsorship. Right now, Edson looking to win the championship, but will he have enough time to do so? He's right now moving up into that 7th position. He needs to gain a lot this race on Yepez, who is really struggling back there with that damage in that 22nd position. But Blake Maurice now pulling away from Patrick Smith. This is what Blake needs to do to win a championship. He is launching away. He's leading laps. His younger brother Chandler won the Red Bull Short Track Showdown West Division last week. He won at Evergreen. He won the race and he won the championship. That's what Blake's trying to do today. If he wins this race and holds a very big points gap over Diego Yepez, this could be huge heading into Kansas with the points lead, looking for the first time brothers would win championships in the same season in the NSDCA. And to put that as well, no team yet has won a championship more than once. Anjado has one championship. Last season, Clay Motorsports in that 22 car had one championship. The 72 of Burkhart Maurice has one championship in the RBSTS, and AJR Racing has one championship in the RBSTS East. Can Blake Maurice bring Burkhart Maurice Motorsports, a team that he has built from the ground up, to a championship? Right now, Blake pulling away down the front straightaway. Patrick Smith back in second in that 75 Venom Energy truck. As we said, he will not be running next season. This is his final time. He'll step into a 75 truck is next week at Kansas. He will be running a special throwback to his original car back in Season 1 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series. You also see further back, it looks like some trucks might be pulling down pit road. No, they continue on going. So those caution laps might have kept these guys from having to take some pit stops right now, but you will or should see them soon. Peter Onjek just making laps further back. Blake Maurice, the dominant driver, back there in third. Brady Burkhart, the teammate and the owner of Burkhart Maurice with Blake. This 99 team is doing everything they can. He's right now up in third. He has not won. He has one career win in Iowa, but he has not won in over a season. He's looking to change that, try to win today at Phoenix. Back and forth, Justin Knight. He's never won on an oval. His only career win coming at Lime Rock Park back in Season 1 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series. He is going to the Sauber Formula 1 team next season. But Sauber is also coming over here. They are buying Hype Monkey Racing, the team that he runs. They are buying and changing the name. That's just about it. They're selling off 2 trucks, and they're running Justin for a part-time schedule. Now, Blake Maurice, Smith, and Burkhart all going to bring themselves down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Justin Knight and that 24 team, and that will be Justin Knight's first lap sled in a while. But now Kalen Nosler up there in second. Edson has also been on pit road. Let's take a look. Alex Kraft is bringing himself down. A busy pit road here. A lot of trucks close together. Maurice brings it down. But you see Aiden Burkhart stays out. Jefferson, the Red Bull Motorsports duo, and Justin Knight looking to be all on the same strategy. Red Bull Motorsports, this could be a team play between Nosler and Kukulon trying to keep them together. Red Bull Motorsports, one of the strongest teams as of late, as they've come out of nowhere and being the 2 strongest drivers not in the chase to be up here and fighting for wins. And Aiden Burkhart coming down the front straightaway. Will he be able to lead the lap? No, he won't. But he will be taking the race lead soon. He has 8 laps more that he can run than the rest of them. He's looking for a caution. A caution could trap everyone a lap down. And there you see Blake. Blake in that 11 truck now pulling away. And he's back on the track. That is Aiden's teammate right there. That 11 truck. But Aiden in that Xbox One livery for Burkhart Maurice. Of course, the PS4 livery on that 11 truck. He has not done as good as his fellow teammate Blake Maurice this season. Aiden does have the 1 win earlier on in this season, but he has not done much as of late. You see, he has dropped all the way to 6th in points after a struggling chase performance. And it looks like he might not be able to win a championship this season, but do not count him out in the following seasons. Blake right now is right behind him. Now let's see, there are only I believe that Aiden is the only driver that will be on the lead lap here shortly. So if a caution comes out now, Aiden could have a monopoly on this field. But Blake, you see, he should be the driver picking up the race lead after this. And you see, yes, he is in that 2nd position, 1 lap behind teammate Aiden. There is third. You see the distance back to third. Red Bull Motorsports and Kalen Nosler. Nosler has driven down Diego Yepez. And you know who's just about Yepez's equal? Blake Maurice. Can Nosler in these closing laps of this race get up there, try to win, try to beat Blake? Now Johnny Zod up here into third. That could be a championship move right there. He's trying everything he can to gain as much as he can in this race. He is coming into this race 33 points back, and with the entry list next week looking pretty slim, it does not look like he will be able to gain enough points for a championship. Brady Burkhart back there in fourth. Now Jacob Edson. He will be the driver taking fifth once Aiden Burkhart pits. That could be huge for the team. He's 15 points behind Yepez, but he could be a threat to win the championship going into next week. Him and Yepez, the Monster Motorsports duo, very strong at Kansas. Blake Maurice, not as much so, but he's been practicing out there on iRacing. Of course, this is what a lot of these drivers use to practice for these tracks, is that iRacing sim racing software that you'll see in the following seasons could bring some new drivers into the field. But there you see Blake Maurice. He has an absolute launch of a lead over the rest of the field, but it is still Aiden Burkhart sitting in that race lead with those worn tires. The question is, I do not think Aiden's going to be able to run this race to the end on what he has. Here comes Johnny Zod. Zod's going to be in second. Can anyone chase down Blake? It's about a 4.5 second gap. Zod runs right into the side of Aiden, so Zod making aggressive moves. Now Brady's going to go up and rough up his little bro. Guess that's a one way to get around him. Kalen Nosler drops to fourth. But now you see there is Johnny Zod in second. There is Blake Maurice, who will be first. But these guys still do not have the lead. They got to wait for Aiden to pit. And it looks like right there he could be. No, he's just slow on those old tires. Zod goes up the track. Burkhart and Nosler right there. Kukulon now making the move. And you see Jefferson has DiLello all over the back of him. Zachary DiLello. He came into this race 34 points back. He needs to do much more than this if he's trying to enter Kansas for a championship. Kukulon now is going to be the one to hold up Jacob Edson. Edson dives to the inside of Aiden. But this is the guy we're watching. Blake Maurice has put on a show. His pit crew got him out so quickly. Burkhart Maurice is an absolute powerhouse this season. We are still green. I thought I saw a caution flag. We have 14 laps to go. Aiden Burkhart staying out in front, staying out as long as he can. But Blake Maurice looking like he could have an easy way to a race win if there is no caution. Johnny Zod, we're going to have to watch that gap between Zod and Maurice. If it starts closing, Johnny Zod could be the driver getting up there. Of course, Zod, he won at Talladega in an unprecedented race. An unprecedented race win. The lap car of Nathan Stapleton was the one that held everyone up. Zod was able to just fly right past the pack, and he went on to win that race. That caused Nathan Stapleton to go and be penalized. Aiden Burkhart now will just be coming out of pit road. There you see him right there. It doesn't look like he's going to gain much, but he will have maybe about 10 laps fresher tires than everyone else. He could be able to make a lot of moves up through this pack. Possibly he could be able to make a lot of moves up through this pack. Only time will tell. But right now, that does put the number 11 of Blake Maurice, Diego Yepez's biggest rival, in the race lead, while Diego sits back in the 23rd position. This is a points day for Blake. This is a way that he could win a championship. And right now, we're coming in to inside 10 laps to go. This time by Blake is looking to try to win this race, pick up his third win of the season, and beat Diego Yepez's record of most wins in one season. We are actually at 11 laps to go. There's Peter Onjak. So Onjak now goes down pit road. That means Yepez will gain 22nd position. And now, if there is a caution from here, no lap cars will line up on that inside line. And Blake Maurice absolutely gone. There you see Diego Yepez. Will Diego try to take out that 11 is the question. He's very slow, but I don't think Diego's a dirty racer. You have seen he has not been a driver to move people out of the way, to wreck people for a championship, to wreck people for even a win. He has been a clean driver, and he's shown with his on-track performance. But today, the championship hopes of this 8 truck are looking a lot tougher as he comes in. There's Peter Onjak coming right on out onto the inside of Diego Yepez. And Yepez, that forces him up the track. Blake Maurice making a move. If I was Blake, he has 2.2 seconds, but that gap has been closing. He had a 3.2 second lead not long ago. Johnny Zod and Kalen Nosler have gained a lot, but I think they're going to lose a bit this time by. Yeah, you see they lost 2/10, but this could be a battle. If Johnny Zod, Kalen Nosler can catch up there, that'd be a battle between 3 strong drivers. Johnny Zod, of course, his last career win came at Talladega, his only career win. Kalen Nosler has not won in over 2 seasons. He has one of the longest winning streaks between his wins, dating all the way back to Dover in Season 1. The only driver that has done that longer is Tony Green at Daytona Season 1. But now Blake Maurice, he's going to make the move. Peter Onjak, look at that, going to be nice and courteous to that 11 truck. I'm sure Blake will remember that for a later date, even though Blake really overdrove that truck. Now, you see, we're coming to 7 laps to go, but Zod and Nosler look to be closing in. They've closed in a few tenths at many points this race, and Kalen Nosler, we can start labeling him as the closer. At Nashville, he gained on Diego Yepez by almost 3 seconds, went on and almost won that race. At the All-Star race, after pit stops, he gained on Yepez through the pit stops, went on, and won that race. Do you think if Nosler can clear Zod, is there enough time for him to get up there? Zod really slowing everyone up. He's lost 4/10 on him. As now Peter Onjak right there, will he hold up Johnny Zod? Of course, with their rivalry dating back to last season, and that's what he will do. Look at Peter throwing the block on Johnny. And of course, a little bit of a rivalry there. They all stack up behind them. Kalen Nosler now will be making the move on Zod. No, he won't. Zod dives down to the inside. Peter not giving him a lot of room down there. But Zod will get clear. Blake Maurice now catching Diego Yepez. We have 5 laps to go next time by. How will Diego Yepez let Maurice by? He holds him up, and he's going to block him, but now he gives him that inside line. The championship contenders, they have not fought each other all season long. They have not spun each other. They have not hit each other on purpose at all, and that is a class act by Yepez, just letting him by, let him go by. Alex Kraft also going by. But Blake Maurice, now it looks like he clears 2 more lap trucks. This could be his day to win the race, especially with Johnny Zod, who held these guys up by a full 1.5 seconds. That's how far they've dropped behind Maurice, and now it looks like that chance is over. Nosler into 2nd, Burkhart in 3rd, and now Johnny Zod drops all the way to that 4th position. Kukal on 5th, Curtis 6th, Justin Knight looking for a top 10 in 7th, Jay Jefferson 8th, Jacob Edson still could be a great points day for him in 9th, and Zachary DiLello trying everything in 10th. Holster Patrick Smith in 11th, Freeze in 12th, Butcher 13th, Benyako 14th. In 15th is Murray, 16th Portis, 17th Hagan, 18th Smart, 19th Aiden Burkhart, 20th Carson Bowers. Then Alex Kraft, Diego Yepez, Peter Onjak remain with 2 trucks out of this race, Brandon Morris and Sam Picard. We only have 3 laps to go till it's Blake Maurice's day here in the Crown Royal Truck Series. The championship battle is looking fierce heading in to Kansas. As we said, Maurice was 13 points behind Diego Yepez. You get 40 points for winning the race, 41 for you get 1 bonus point for leading a lap and 1 bonus point for leading the most laps. That means Maurice, if he wins this race, will most likely come out of this with 42 points over Diego Yepez, who will be back in the 22nd position as it looks. That is, of course, 21 positions behind him. That means Blake is gaining just about 26 points on Yepez as they run right now, which means Blake Maurice will have the 13-point lead heading into Kansas if he leads this race and if he wins it, which could mean a championship for him. Jacob Edson is right now 8 positions behind Maurice. That is about 12 points on the racetrack. So that means it'll go from a 2-point gap behind Maurice to 14 back, and Diego Yepez right there. So it looks like as we come down to the credit 1 to go, Blake Maurice, he has 4 corners to navigate into 1 and 2. He just has to back off and coast from here. It's a long distance back to Johnny Zod, Kalen Nosler, Brady Burkhart, those guys, and they still have to get around those lap trucks. Into 3 and 4, barring no mechanical failure right now, Blake Maurice is going to come out of the corner. He's looking for a championship. With his eyes set on the championship, Blake Maurice wins at Phoenix. Brady Burkhart comes home second, and now that means Blake finishes first and his owner second. What a day for those two. Nosler third, Zod fourth, and DJ Curtis fifth. But Blake Maurice is now saying, if you're going to win this championship, Diego, You're going to come through me. Blake Maurice, your winner at Phoenix. What a run by him. What a dominant performance. And that is now the 5th win for Burkhart Maurice this season. A great job run by Blake. And that early crash with Diego Yepez involved, that basically gave Blake this. He will have a 13-point gap over Diego Yepez and a 14-point gap over Jacob Edson. It's going to be a fight there at Kansas. Of course, both championships looking fierce heading into Kansas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here at Phoenix. A dominant performance by Blake Maurice shows that he could be the champion of the Season 1 of the Crown Royal Truck Series. Thank you guys so much for watching. The championship week coming up on us with the final races of the Mountain Dew Custom Series and Crown Royal Truck Series. We'll see you guys next time.